Alright. I don't think I unlocked any new skill. Wait, no, I did. Cheat code, yes. Time limit doesn't decrease even if you shoot a statement with a silencer. Alright, type. Let's go.
Now then, let's be during if
Yeah.
punish everyone be so well.
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out.
Yeah, this one's real complicated.
You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
But Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Wow.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that? Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
Amazing.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 on the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room, since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
I tried to stop them, of course. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. At least, that's what I thought. But the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone. So I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko. So I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
Various ways?
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the 4 of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's. And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true? Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now.
I mean...
The story I just heard is clearly suspicious.
Multiple people can support what we just said.
Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now.
Lie? Why would I lie?
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
It's just as Kazuichi said, Nagito's the kind of guy who'll just confuse us and make things worse. Damn it, I shouldn't have to explain it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now thanks to that. Multiple people can confirm what we just said.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
Oh, whoops.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime is the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's fault.
I can't fucking believe you. Really? 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 That's the logic we're gonna go when you know when I saw the movie. This is the point you're gonna make me prove. Okay. I thought it was gonna be Mikan's testimony, but apparently not.
That would also...
I don't think I can... After all,
Why would Hajime...
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
did Hajime kill both of
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie
Ah, fuck.
means it probably is Hajime's fault.
I just completely forgot what every button on my controller did at
Hajime's
once.
testimony...
So, you know.
That would also...
I don't think I can... After all,
Why would Hajime...
Well, obviously...
did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating... No, that's wrong.
I can't believe that's the part you want me to prove.
I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
I'm gonna have a fucking aneurysm.
Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it. Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
Hold on a sec. You're the one who brought this up in the first place.
Yeah.
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation. It also provides a good warm-up.
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
Oh my fucking god. I can't stand you.
What a waste of time. Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Yeah.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by
Nope.
herself, right?
Not at all.
Yeah, I'm positive.
Nope.
Then that seals it. Ibuki committed suicide.
Nope.
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide ain't possible, huh?
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
The problem is we're gonna do all of this, but we don't actually know when they died.
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's
Yeah, because she wasn't dead at the time.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
I wonder why they even did this. It seems strange that they felt the need to lock the door at all.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
They were?
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two, Sonia and Kazuichi.
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
The others all have alibis. Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves...
If there's another person who doesn't have an alibi, you know, Nekomaru. Me too!
Did you do it, Monokuma?
Hey, why are you talking like... Huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall! Is this his professional
I mean, this is a
skill?
perfectly logical train of events. Is it that really it?
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
But why?
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
That person's remark contradicts the truth. Which one?
The killer was still inside the music venue.
Do they want me to present the
killer was
glob?
still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside.
Is it this? Okay, so
No,
we're gonna
that's
say they
wrong.
glued it from the outside and it just wasn't the drumstick?
Wait a sec. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
From the outside?
I guess we did just assume that the drumstick would be involved.
There's a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
It's probably glue. Gummy, of course. Okay.
Semi-transparent glob. Must have been glue.
Glue?
Yeah, I think so too. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness, and I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth. Based on all that, I'm certain.
I mean,
it was
I didn't
glue.
really know how to interpret that information. I can't say I've ever chewed on glue before.
I didn't know glue was edible.
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
Okay, I guess so.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly.
So it could be anybody again.
But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know? That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so?
I don't know if we can use that as
It
evidence.
was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Like, look, I'm prepared to go with the with it just from the glue angle, but I don't know if we can say, oh well, the drumstick's just so obvious, right? Like, yeah, it would be, wouldn't it, if it was there?
You're
Like,
saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on
like,
purpose?
I'm prepared to accept it anyway. I don't quite believe that we should go with that logic. in particular.
Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Me too. It's okay.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
No. Well, yes, but only one of those things.
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
But when
Yes.
Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
And when you went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
She's revealed?
Yes.
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
That scrap that was stuck on the baton lighting in the music venue. I should be able to figure out what it is. Wallpaper. Wallpaper, yes.
Scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room? In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap. There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so,
Right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper, see? It fits perfectly.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hiyoko's body disappearing?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
A scrap of paper stuck to the baton lighting was part of that wallpaper I found in the storage room. Is it connected to the sudden appearance of Kyoko's body? If I trace it back from there, the answer should become clear. But I mean... the stage wasn't covered when we came in, though, right? Well, there we go, that's the button. Well, let's jump, there we go. Okay, I'm ready, I'm ready. Man, this is such a fucking weird minigame, dude. Why did Hiyoko's body suddenly appear? It was hidden. What did the killer use to hide the body? A curtain. Or no, the wallpaper. Don't be a fucking idiot. Oh god, oh Jesus Christ. It's getting a little spooky. How did the killer hide her body? They formed a wall. It didn't really look like that was the case when it happened. No, okay. They did not form a wall. They covered the pillar, but the pillar wasn't covered either. We could see the pillar, couldn't we? Couldn't we see the pillar when we went in there?
It's all coming together. Got it. Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar. So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there.
Really? That's fucking insane. That doesn't look like that's the case. Still.
However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
Okay, I guess so.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's
I mean,
body
I
right
guess
away.
I got baited, but I'm not gonna be too upset because damn, that was a subtle thing to notice.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar, so using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
Killer must have been in a hurry. Their plan took too long. Hajime could have walked in on it.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
You're not wrong.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone.
Yeah.
They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Then, when was Hyoko actually killed?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
He said moth, but it says moss. 2 typos in an hour span. Jesus.
Moss balls. I just enjoy looking at them. I knew it. There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
But does it?
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie.
This is
Although
so
the
weird
mutilated
to me.
Tin Man was omitted.
Like, this is such a weird conclusion to me. Because, to me, there was a little bit more to the lion's murder than just being taped to something.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
To mix up the killing order.
see! The reason the killer imitated 2 of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then Hiyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
That's also kind of perplexing reasoning.
A valid line of reasoning.
They imitated the movie so that it would look like we killed them in a different order. That's just really weird to me. Like, surely you could think of another surely they could just think, oh, if the killing is out of order, it's gonna look weird, right? It'll be harder for them to figure it out if I obfuscate the order they died in. Like, right? Like, it seems strange to assume that's why they copied the movie.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed. That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How right. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league.
Man, he's being annoying again.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
This is an amazing talk we're having, team.
I want to talk.
We're just gonna talk in circles. I think it's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hiyoko was killed. Yeah, it's the bloody footprints.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Yes.
I agree with that. Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Hold on, I just noticed. Is Teru's...
Then it's Hiyoko's blood.
Is Teru's cross a sword and a... or not a sword, a fucking fork and a knife?
Hiyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood...
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye! Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Okay.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know.
Okay.
You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status. However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Okay. Smudge on the floor, maybe?
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Well, impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor. You can't step on... Just so you can see a nice nightmare. You're saying the blood on Ibuki? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime. There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to
You usually have to advance it. I wasn't really expecting to just be able to slap it like that.
That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things. You don't have proof of that at all.
Yes, I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right?
Mm-hmm, as we established earlier.
Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding. Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating, so I don't think they had to go that far.
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware
It
of that
is!
fact.
It is a fork
So
and a
the killer
knife.
probably did not know
Why
it
does
either.
Teru get to have a special cross?
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
The time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then. But regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time, too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Oh. She might have actually, mightn't she? I've been operating under the assumption she got put up there after she died. But she was gullible at the time, wasn't she? They might have actually just been able to tell her to kill herself and she would have done it.
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Nagito, what do you mean? If the victim actually committed
Yeah.
suicide?
She could have still actually killed herself. It's just she was told to do it.
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty
No,
conscience,
that's
right?
not what happened.
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
No, that just means somebody could have told her to do it.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders.
Yeah,
right?
there's a whole lot of evidence that shit happened after she died.
After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive. When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead.
Please fuck off.
If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
She hanged herself! Remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that!
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
I mean, yes, but it's more... I mean, somebody still killed him regardless if she got told to do it, but like, she still got murdered, but...
There's still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw? According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then, we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the
The problem
weakest
is that
alibi
it looks like it
commence.
might have, the killer might have actually done it from inside the conference room. In which case, it has to have been one of the people that was in the hospital at the time.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then...
No, that's
Okay, I wasn't confident that was actually the one.
Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
It's not what it sounds like.
Hey, what kind of situation
Shut the fuck
is
up,
that?
Soda.
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Oh my god. Chiaki, no, I swear.
Too much info.
And yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was? Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I mean, I think there has to be, yes.
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel.
I never liked the reason we used for the imitation murder to begin with. I feel like there has to be a different reason.
I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
Yeah. Like that it makes it harder to figure out what happened. Are we still in the killer's trap? Inside a trap set by one of us. Whose and what kind of trap is it? Damn, okay. That seemed like it came around fast.
Hiya!
Why, hello there, mon ami. The moss balls sure look tasty today. Don't characterize me as someone who lives off moss balls. And here's some chance time. What's that? Now then, mon ami's appeal time starts now. Appeal time? Your kind-hearted big brother is gonna give you the chance to reclaim your honor. Good luck. Show those jerks who treat you like a red-headed stepchild who's boss. That's 99% your fault. While you are whining, your time's already running out, so please make your appeal simple. About 30,000 words or so. That's too long. It should be a boring appeal. Come on, if your appeal is successful, there might be merchandise opportunities heading your way. Oh, well, in that case, I'm Mon Ami, magical miracle girl star Usumi. I'm an itty-bitty girl who's sweet like milk. Jeez, and I thought a certain robot's little sister was supposed to be the best.
What a disappointment!
Who are you talking about? Oh, I've no clue whatsoever. Alright, good talk, team. That was the weirdest one yet.
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation. Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this? We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out all bloody instead.
I'm having a great time. I don't know what you mean.
No, this definitely cannot be allowed. That's why I want you to remember this. Everyone, do your very best. Don't lose to yourself. And don't forget to save frequently.
Alright, I took a day between those two parts, so I'm ready to remember absolutely nothing. The reason the killer did an imitation murder is a reason other than falsifying the murder sequence. Does something like that even exist?
Huh. It suddenly got quiet in here. Did I confuse you? If so, I wish I could die from self-loathing.
Man, this again.
Everybody just starts having the same reaction.
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if they had gone ahead and killed
Oh
me too.
my fucking god.
If that happened, the imitation would have been perfect. So why didn't they do that?
You know, have you ever, like, interacted with somebody where just, like, listening to a single sentence of them from them physically exhausts you? That's how I feel about Nagito.
Well,
I just want to go to
it's against the
sleep.
rules to kill 3 people in the first place.
That rule is too harsh. I couldn't get killed because of that.
Seriously, just shut up already! Shut up forever!
But I'm thinking about it again, and he's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did? That's only because of Monokuma's rule.
Right, but, like... So, if Ibuki is gullible and you tell her to kill herself, what does that mean exactly? Does that mean... Because as far as I'm concerned, that means the person killed Ibuki. But does Monokuma consider that as Ibuki killing Ibuki?
It's not just that. Come on, try to remember the content of the movie. About the lion that got killed second.
That's the one Hyoko's
Are you
body was
finally
imitating,
going to
right?
talk about the lack of arrows?
Even though we're calling it an imitation,
Exactly.
the lion was actually pinned by arrows, right?
I've been saying this for hours.
But Hyoko's body was suspended by common household duct tape. Maybe they just used a common substitute because it was too difficult to imitate the arrows.
I don't know if I can... I get what she means, but that really reads as like, oh yeah, duct tape is a common substitute for arrows, you know?
Well, that's probably it, but that attitude is what makes this feel incomplete. If falsifying the murder sequence was the killer's plan from the very beginning, they should have taken steps to properly imitate it.
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the imitation wasn't planned?
I'm saying, Hiyoko's murder wasn't.
Yeah, probably not.
What?
Yoko's murder wasn't planned. There seems to have been no way someone would know they were going to be there.
But aren't you making a bunch of assumptions?
The only person who had any reason to know Hiyoko was going to be there was Sonia. And, like, we haven't really found anything that implicates Sonia yet, strictly speaking.
It's not just the poor imitation. There are also other strange details.
Strange details? Like what?
Well, for one, also her sash is on backwards, which implies that she was looking in the mirror to tie it at the time, so she probably got ganked when that was happening.
Like, for example, why did Hiyoko go to the music venue?
So, you're saying the truth behind Hyoko's murder is hidden?
I have no freaking clue what you're trying to say.
However, this is getting quite interesting. My 4 dark devas of destruction are getting riled up.
Why Hiyoko went to the music venue. If that's the key to all this, I need to find that out no matter the cost. I already know. She went to use the mirror. The mirror never got added though, so I'm wondering what we're going to use exactly.
Why did Hiyoko go to the music venue? There's no way you'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
Yes. Motel key?
She was guided by the will of causality.
Which piece of this... Which piece of that? Probably the key?
Go to the music venue? There's no way you'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned. If that's not,
Because
maybe
it's
she
that
got
she went of her
abducted
own
by the
free
killer.
will.
Maybe. She went of her own free will.
Okay,
I
type.
agree with that. It's just as Sonia said. She went to the music venue of her own free will.
So, exactly as I assumed.
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Hiyoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know? I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
There's no way she got abducted?
Hiyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the fact Hiyoko got
You were there when we found this piece of evidence about the key. You should know that's not the
Then
case.
they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious. Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key. At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right? Then something like that.
I won't move.
Really?
Are you saying my gut was wrong? This will be my first and last highlight of the day. Why won't you just let me shine already?
Where is this coming from exactly? Why is this the hill you want to die on?
No! That's not the issue.
Shut up! Enough with your fancy talk. I'll shut you up right now.
Sonia's account, probably.
Hiyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room, forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-like, and that's why the killer targeted her.
But Hiyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember? It's more likely that Hiyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hiyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
What would locking the door even achieve?
Remember, her kimono was all messed up. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer.
Gotcha.
Allow me to cut through those
Easy.
words.
That one was pretty predictable in advance.
The reason Hyoko's kimono was messed up was because she wasn't able to properly wear it.
Wear her kimono?
Yeah, it's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
Hyoko seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono. I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room.
Remember to stay
That is why
hydrated,
I
by the way.
informed her. I told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it.
Then the reason her kimono was messed up wasn't because she fought the killer.
Hold on. Okay, how did you come to this conclusion? How would her kimono get messed up like that if she fought the killer? They just, like, grabbed her by the waist and span her around or something? How could you possibly have come to this conclusion?
Yeah, she went to the venue on her own just to fix her messed up kimono.
I get it. I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes. Do whatever you want.
It's not that kind of game.
Hajime, now's your chance. Make her admit defeat. Or better yet, make her do a little something something.
Soda, I'm gonna have to request that you act like a normal human being again. Like, what happened, dog? Why is this happening? Teru was the one that had pervert as his sole personality trait. Soda didn't. The second Teru died, it's like you absorbed his essence or something. Why are you this way?
Then, the killer probably couldn't have assumed that Hyoko would go to the music venue.
Though that may not apply to Sonia, since she provided Hyoko with that information.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
Also true, yeah, good point.
Don't go doubting Miss Sonia, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamster 6 feet under.
Kazuichi, it seems you have quite the fashion sense. Do you want me to incinerate your clothes? Perhaps I could do that while you're wearing them.
Guys, why are you all suddenly so obsessed with getting naked also?
Gundam, please stop! For his sake!
Huh? What do you mean, for my sake?
Of course. I've already overlooked no less than 10 opportunities to kill you.
Even if the killer couldn't predict it, why did Hyoko get killed in the music
For Yuhiko's just like, anyway.
The only thing I can think of is, it was an unfortunate coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence?
When she went to the venue by herself, she was probably just unlucky and walked in on the crime scene.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
It probably happened when the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki. The killer most likely had already placed the hemp bag over her head, and without hesitation,
Killed Hyoko.
because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder sequence.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan. Do you have any ideas?
This is probably like the most ingenious one so far. Like, there's a surprising number of moving parts to this. Well, not moving parts. Well, yeah, like the camera, the other room, you know. There's a lot of things that make it weird or unconventional.
Damn, we don't know the most important part.
The killer's plan from the beginning. I'm pretty sure we're very, very close.
Hey Nagito, any ideas?
Hey, how long are you gonna stay quiet?
Oh, am I allowed to speak?
I'd prefer you didn't.
I'm so happy I'm getting goosebumps. Everyone actually needs help from scum like me.
So what do you think?
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. But now I'm finally able to come to a conclusion. Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene. But now I remember. There was blood on Ibuki's slippers.
Right.
So if she faked her death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene, there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue.
Hold on. I thought we already came to the conclusion that she didn't fake her death because that's fucking impossible. She was hanging from the rafters. We already talked about this. Why are you saying this like it's a revelation? I never even considered the possibility.
So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death. There's no way Ibuki committed suicide.
You know, we already finished talking about
Oh,
that a
thank
while
God. I
ago.
thought I was an idiot. Oh, fucking Christ.
Really? That's annoying. I guess I should just awkwardly laugh about it then.
Are you freaking kidding me? There's no limit to how useless you can be.
Yeah. Oops, sorry, bang the table. If Ibuki had blood on her feet, there'd be footprints all over the place if she kept walking around.
Strange. It's very strange.
This is strange? What's strange?
I see. It's not something we finished talking about. Those footprints, there's still an important clue left that we completely overlooked. Just as Nagito said, if she had blood on her feet, she would have left footprints. Then why weren't there any footprints on the... Wait. I mean, they wiped... Well, there's like the blood stain that's on the stage, though, right? No, there's no blood on the ladder.
I can prove it with
That's true, the blood's on the side of it.
Ibuki used the stepladder to hang herself. It's strange that there weren't any footprints on it.
Huh? There weren't?
Yeah, that stepladder was completely clean. No footprints or bloodstains at all.
Did you notice such a small detail?
Wait, there was a blood stain on it, though. It was just on the side of it.
The talent of a chosen ultimate.
What are you talking about? You were obviously leading us to this. That's why you brought up the suicide topic after all this time. Nagito Kamoeda, you're definitely someone I shouldn't underestimate.
But didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki climbing the stepladder?
Yeah, so it definitely wasn't Ibuki, which,
I think they
you
found
know.
out that she really did climb it. Unless there was something funny about that video.
I see. So there was some kind of trick arranged in that video.
But that's something only Hajime would know, since he's the only one who saw that video.
So, just as I thought, it comes down to that. The mystery surrounding this incident is contained in that video, and whether or not we can reach that hidden truth is all up to me.
Hajime, I leave it in your hands.
As long as I leave this to you, I won't tell you to do your best, but oh well. You should get started already.
Yeah, I'll definitely try.
If there was some hidden clue in that video, I should have seen something strange as I watched it. I'm the only one who can clear that up. I'm the only one who actually saw that video. So I'm the only one who can do it. The hanging video that I saw. Based on everything we know from the debates thus far, I should be able to figure out what's strange. Well, there's no blood here. So this bit? Yes.
That's right, I remember now. There was definitely something strange about that video.
Can you explain it to us?
What's strange is that stepladder I mentioned earlier. It's true that the steps of that stepladder weren't dirty, but on one side, there was a bloodstain, right on the left side of the stepladder. However, that contradicts the video I saw at the hospital. There weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder in the video. It was completely clean.
That is truly strange. If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death, then Hiyoko should have already been dead by that point.
Even so, the fact is the stepladder had blood on it at the actual crime scene. But the stepladder in the video was completely bloodless.
There's no way the video was recorded in advance. If that's the case, the only thing I can think of is...
It's possible those two stepladders were completely different.
Wait, are you saying there were 2 step ladders?
But where would you find another stepladder? There was only one stepladder in the music venue.
Then one of the stepladders was somewhere other than the music venue. What do you mean?
You're suggesting that the stepladder in the video isn't the only thing that's different. Am I right?
Yes, it's the
That's
whole
amazing,
room.
Chiaki. All that gaming has given you incredible deduction skills. Is it okay to say that?
What are you two talking about?
The stepladder isn't the only thing that's different, huh? Chiaki said the stepladder was at a different place, but if that's the case, the thing that's different between the video and the actual scene of the crime is that thing, the place where the killer did something. Where do you want? Hospital? Oh Christ, that's a long one. What the fuck is this? Gonna have to employ a little guesswork on that one, I think. Nope. Oh. F? Why does it have to be like this? Nope. Nope. Dude, I'm just the worst at this. Holy shit. Filing? Nope. Bro, I'm an idiot. I'm a big old fool. Dude, I'm terrible. I had to get all the way up to the fucking eye before I figured out what it was. Oh no, I just see like fucking 12 blank spaces and my head completely seizes up.
What do you mean?
I mean, the video I saw was not filmed at the music venue. It was filmed somewhere else.
The hospital monitor is supposed to display footage captured by the music venue camera, you know?
Then, there's a possibility that the killer also tampered with the surveillance camera unit.
In order to show us that they filmed the location, they filmed at the music... In order to show us that they filmed the video at the music venue instead of somewhere else, what did the killer do to that surveillance camera unit? Alright. Jack me in. Let's go. Which part of the surveillance camera unit did the killer tamper with? Well, just the monitor. No, the camera. Because they wouldn't have needed to move their monitor as well. Dude, I'm gonna fucking pass out. Holy shit, that went on for so long. Did the killer camera at the hospital, or the music venue? The music venue. The music venue. Oh god, not again. Oh my god, it's even worse this time. Oh, fuck me, dude. Holy shit. What did the killer do with the camera from the music venue? They took it with them. Damn, that one was pretty free.
It's all coming together. That's it. The killer just brought the camera from the music video. With it, they made me think it was a live feed from the venue, when it was actually from somewhere else.
Then only the monitor was left in the music venue?
Yes, at least when I first discovered Ibuki's body. But when Hyoko's body appeared, the killer probably put the camera back too.
That means you should have realized that from the start.
Was there actually a difference between when we went there the 2 times? Was, like, 'cause I didn't examine the thing on the floor that closely.
He did discover the body. I doubt his attention was focused on.
Was there actually a difference that I could have spotted? I'm gonna be pretty fucking mad.
That's true, but in order to hide that the camera was missing, the killer did one more thing to the remaining monitor.
They smashed it. They painted it, yes. Some camouflage. Where's it gone? Who knows?
The killer smashed the monitor to pieces, destroying it. As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not. My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
Was there actually, like, a difference in the stuff left behind, though?
And the moment Hajime left the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
And they destroyed it and left that in pieces as well.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance camera's connection wasn't that strong.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts, it seems it could not transmit from the hospital to the motel.
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is amazing enough.
Which means, even if it was filmed in another place, as long as it was transmitting to the hospital, the range would be pretty limited. If that's the case, where was this video filmed to make it look like it was filmed at the music venue? The thing is, Chiaki already showed us this before the trial even began. That place inside that building. Oh, not again, dog. Oh, this better just say hospital. Conference room. God, this is gonna take fucking forever. Alright, easy. Oh, I wish it had just let me put fucking conference room on the first one. We didn't need to go through this many steps to get here.
Possible that it was filmed at the hospital's conference room.
Huh? Conference room?
But the hospital and the music venue look completely different.
That's exactly why the killer did something to make those two places resemble each other.
To make the conference room look like the music venue, the killer went ahead and did some work. It's the curtain. Yeah, music venue curtain.
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue?
Damn. I mean, but that is like the reason.
No way the conference and the music venue.
Which place resembled? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Okay.
That must be it.
Okay, I guess you got me. Slightly different wording.
What the killer did was make the music venue, the crime scene, look like the conference room. They did that by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
From what I remember, there used to be a really flashy curtain.
Okay, that's what it used to look like.
somehow became a plain black curtain that didn't seem to be the right size.
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
Oh yeah? Well, your face looks stupid!
Oh!
That curtain was hung so the music venue would look like a conference room?
In actuality, even though the curtain in the conference room doesn't stand out, it is a black light blocking curtain that's long enough to reach the floor.
I see. The conference room. Indeed, the floor of that room is the same color as the music venue stage.
Which is convenient. It would have really sucked if they had to paint the floor as well.
So the killer chose the conference room because they realized the floor matched.
Matching floors, matching curtains. I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
But that's not all. There should be something else the killer did to tamper with the evidence. Probably.
Something else the killer did to make the music venue look like the conference room. It's gotta be that. What's this one? What else did they do? The rope? What's the other thing they did? Is it the rope? No, it's not the rope. Okay. What else did they do? I just want the record to show that I did indeed die here, but not because I just gave up. It's because I had to respond to something on Skype, and it doesn't let you pause on this menu. Anyway, I might still fail. So, the candle, then? It's the only other thing they've, like, done to anything, is put a candle somewhere.
I can prove
Yeah.
it with this. You're referring to the candle in the music video, right? In the video I saw, a candle was used for lighting. If you think about it, it's pretty strange. The music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candles.
I don't know, they could have just wanted some spooky ambience, you know? Like, the stage lighting would be pretty fucking bright.
But wouldn't they have done it to make it
Exactly. That's what I would have done. I wouldn't have used the stage lights either.
That might have been another reason, but the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence. The lighting in the conference room and the music venue are so different. They couldn't be used during filming.
I don't know, it seems weird to use the stage lighting at all, really. Like, it's not like that room is dark.
That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
Though it does, like, even if that's the case, it does help confuse it a little bit, because if you see a candle in both, you'd be like, oh, of course, you know.
Which means, are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
There it goes again.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. Maybe they were going for that effect.
Alright, I am gonna get interrupted again, I'm sure, but let's keep going.
With that cheap-ass camera, it won't capture much in a dark area.
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is the site. The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was actually filmed at the hospital conference room.
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would have reached an answer sooner. But it appears the killer already covered that up, so I didn't find anything when I went there.
But there's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection range of the surveillance camera.
The motel would have been too far. and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive.
But this must be a surprising turn of events for Hajime. You never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
What are you getting at?
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime, it's occurring in the conference room.
I feel like I've heard Bayside Cops say that before, but isn't it the other way around?
If Ibuki's hanging video was filmed at the hospital's conference room, then was Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
No.
No, that's not possible. Right after Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue.
That video was filmed at the conference room, but Ibuki's body was at the music video, which means there was a fake somewhere. That fake must be the person in the video.
I see. The person wearing the hint bag in that video.
As I could already tell, because there isn't hair coming out of the bag in the video.
It was the killer pretending to be Ibuki. The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hint bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
The actual time of death must have been earlier. Probably around midnight or dawn to avoid witnesses.
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, there's no way it happened during the day.
Yep, that's why she jump scared me in the middle of the night. So that's what happened. That no matter how quickly I ran, it was impossible for me to rescue Ibuki. Although it wasn't, you're just thinking about the wrong period in time. At that moment, I was already in the killer's trap. And the one who set a trap for me was...
But why did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
The reason the killer made a fake video. There's only one possibility I can think of. If I examine that possibility thoroughly, then naturally the killer's identity will reveal itself.
Huh?
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
That's right. I should already know. I should have already known who the killer is. It's gotta be Mikan, right?
You're the only one! You're the killer, aren't you?
Like, we arrive, we immediately go away, and she immediately starts the video up, because it also wasn't blinking when we came through, right?
Like I said, aren't you the killer who murdered Ibuki and Hyoko?
Killer? Huh? I'm the killer? What is this?
Hey, don't you think that's kinda impossible? A chick like her as the killer? She couldn't even kill a fly. In fact, the fly would probably kill her first.
Which is convenient that she only had to tell Ibuki to do it.
She's right! A clumsy slowpoke like me killing someone? That's completely out of the question!
But we're the only ones. Thanks to that video, we're the only ones who have the advantage of an alibi.
An alibi? Was that the killer's goal?
I mean, why else?
Now that you mention it, you guys brought that up earlier. Only Hajime and me.
Like, they went to great efforts to set up an alibi, because first we thought they had to have been in the music venue, then we figured out that wasn't true. So now it has to have been somebody that was near or in the hospital at the time, which is Mikan, because Nagito and Akane weren't fit to do anything.
It's just a coincidence!
But you're the only one who could have filmed that video in the hospital conference room.
There it goes. There goes the Discord. Okay, let's go.
Is that also a coincidence? At that time, you said you were going to the on-call room, but you actually went to the conference room. That's when you
She
put
did
on
a
the
pretty
hospital
quick
gown that
switcheroo, though, huh?
Put the bag on your head and began filming. By doing that, you made up a video that showed Ibuki trying
This
to
was
hang
the only
herself
thing that
at
was
the
really
music
putting me off from picking her, was that, like, it seemed like she had to set everything up really fucking quickly.
and showed that to me. Furthermore, I saw that video at the hospital lobby. If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to pass through the lobby.
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't already in the hospital went to the conference room to film.
Not only that, the others in the hospital, Kane and I, were both delirious from the despair disease.
So that must mean...
Please, wait a second. What are you saying? I'm the killer?
It's kind of surprising, but yeah, looks like it.
That's impossible. There's no way I could kill someone.
It's not literally impossible. Can't you give a better defense than that?
Just shows she can't even do that.
Hey, you sure this chick
Guys.
is really the killer?
Guys, come on. Stop.
Wrong. It's totally wrong. It's not.
I like how they're prepared to believe that, though. She's like, there's no way I did it. I guess there's no way she did it.
Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean, Mikan is the killer?
I don't know, the evidence seems kind of like a slam dunk to me at this point, barring some dramatic revelation.
I agree. It is truly difficult to believe someone could be killed by such a slow-witted woman.
I mean, maybe, like, you guys gotta remember that Ibuki in particular was really fucked up at the time.
That slow-witted remark is not necessary.
It's fine. I've been like this for a long time. In a tournament for social punching bags, I'd easily win first place with my soft reputation. Even I can't deny that. How many times do I have to tell you? It's impossible for me to kill someone. I'm serious. Very serious.
What do you say, Hajime?
Do you still believe this woman is the killer?
She has presented no counter-argument. You all are being baited so hard right now. She has literally said nothing to defend herself outside of, what? There's no way, look at me, oh, I'm such a bitch. But, like, we have a lot of evidence at this point.
Do you hate me that much, Hajime?
Hey, Hajime!
Guys, you're all being baited really hard. I'm gonna need you to stop. Everyone's ganging up on me. Tricks aside, logic aside, is she really capable of doing something like that? Like, maybe if the crime was slightly more violent, I would have been against it, but like, yeah, she is in this particular situation, I'd say. Could it be I'm the one making a mistake? She has presented zero evidence to counter what we have said. In fact, it'd be much easier if I was wrong. If I have this much doubt about someone I've spent so much time with.
Can you hold on a minute?
Oh no.
Well, I know I'm being intrusive and all, and I mean, I have no place to say this. I missed all of the critical parts, and I doubt I have anything worth saying at an important time like this.
Right, sure, whatever, get the fuck over with.
What are you saying?
But still, there's definitely no way I can overlook the killer this time. I thought it was suspicious all along, from the very beginning. Investigating with the suspect in mind creates a different result than investigating with no leads.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Well, thanks to that, I was able to discover a truth that nobody else knows. Are you
Could it be a
serious?
rare instance of Nagito being useful? Surely not.
I've been so focused on everybody else this trial. But I guess now's a good time to say it, right?
You better not have kept quiet on purpose. This isn't a game, you know.
Actually, this
Yes, yes, we have this exchange like every other day.
Please don't say such controversial statements.
Well, what do you know, Nagito?
Well, it's nothing big, really. Only a small, decisive clue that points to...
Okay.
That's a huge deal!
A decisive clue. Does something like that really exist?
Let's take a look, shall we? Regarding the rope Ibuki was dangling from, this rope was supplied by the supermarket, right? There weren't any ropes inside the music venue.
Again with the supermarket? That place is a hotspot for criminal goods.
If they got it at the supermarket, that means it was brand new, right?
What's wrong with that?
I want you to take a close look at this rope. And keep in mind that it's brand new. Near the middle of the rope, it's frayed, as if it was rubbed strongly. But why is it like this? The loopy Buki used to hang herself is on one end of the rope, and the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting is on the other end.
Hey, you're taking too long. What's wrong with the rope being
So that
frayed?
means that it was getting pulled in the middle.
It means, well, from what I can infer, I think the rope was used like this.
Yeah.
The killer wrapped the rope around Ibuki's neck, pulled both ends at full strength, and strangled her.
Alright, so that's not how I thought that it was going to have happened in the end. But in my defense, this isn't the kind of game where you can more closely examine pieces of evidence, so I couldn't have known the rope was that fucked up in the middle.
The center of the rope is frayed because that's the part they used to strangle Ibuki.
I've been listening to you for a while, and it sounds like you knew about this rope clue all along. What exactly did you say to me during the investigation?
Oh, did he mention this before? Rope won't be much of a clue. Okay, no, never mind.
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Those who lie and conceal the truth will obviously be here too, just like this case's killer. I was just copying them a little bit.
Oh. More importantly, what was all that about the rope? The killer strangled Ibuki. And then?
And then, I finished speaking.
He is not wrong.
How is that a decisive clue?
Huh? You didn't notice it? I thought I made the decisive clue very clear.
Nagito's words contain a decisive clue. Is that really true? Okay.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
Right.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very
Yes,
different.
true.
The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Mikan gave us the autopsy report.
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame.
Right. She told us what it was, so she lied.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem
How do I
similar, they're
point
very
that out
different.
exactly?
The scars they leave would look different too.
Oh, yes. Wait, that probably?
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
Yes.
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Yes.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame.
So I'm not quite sure how I point this out because we don't actually have, like, Mikan's autopsy report in here.
She was hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
Okay, there we
That
go.
must be it.
I did die, by the way, because I incorrectly guessed how to present this information.
So that's what happened. We've been falling for the killer's lie this whole
Yeah,
time.
this was, in hindsight, having one person perform the autopsies is perhaps not a good idea.
You said Ibuki hanged herself, but that was a complete lie, wasn't it, Mikan?
Because she should very easily be able to tell the difference between a strangling kill and a hanged kill.
You told us the wrong cause of death. You lied, didn't you?
You should have been able to tell the difference between hanging and strangling just by...
Realistically, all of us should have been able to tell the difference.
You, Mikon, the ultimate nurse.
Please wait! First of all, I'm not a coroner, so I don't have the medical knowledge to identify injuries like that.
You said the windpipe was crushed, but like, if you strangled someone like that, the neck is gonna be burned to fuck.
That's why it's not my fault if I made a mistake.
You were right.
No, shut the fuck up.
You've been a great help to us so far.
We have unconditionally believed every autopsy that she's given us. And now you're like, oh yes, obviously she wouldn't know. She's not a coroner, obviously. Despite accepting it without question prior. Okay.
But even a drunk medical student can notice the difference between a hanging and strangulation.
The two will look very different.
I'm not taking her side or anything, but being clumsy and unskilled in this area could lead
No,
to a mistake.
Dog. Like, I promise you, you'd be able, if you saw a picture of the two wounds next to each other, you'd be like, oh, that's clearly the strangling.
He's totally right. I'm such a clumsy mess, and I got so careless.
Mikon nursed me till I got better. There's no way I'm gonna doubt her.
Oh, so you're saying that her medical knowledge must be quite good in fact then, huh? Is that what you're saying? She's actually good at medicine because she managed to heal you, but she can't tell the difference between someone being strangled and hanged. Despite the fact that one of them is going to pretty obviously leave a mark all the way around your neck, while the other won't.
Don't you think her devotion to nursing is what helped her draw Ibuki to her death?
Huh?
And if not, her symptoms were still very serious and caused her to believe what
That's true.
anybody
She was
told her.
already in a vulnerable state because she was gullible specifically, but then also, like, Mikon is clearly in a position of authority over her at the time, right? It's pretty fucked up when you think about it.
It wouldn't surprise me if she willingly followed Mikon because she was
She
nursing
probably would have done that regardless, just given her particular condition, but the fact that Mikon was the nurse makes it way worse.
So Mikon volunteered to nurse us? Because she was planning to do this all along?
That's a little... Aren't you like the thief who suspects everyone else of being thieves?
I'm not a criminal. Mikon is. I mean, she's a killer, you know.
You're an attempted criminal, though. There's, you know, there's a difference between those two things.
You got it all wrong. Please forgive me.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I can forgive you. I just can't forgive this crime.
This crime is quite fucked up, actually. Like, obviously they all have been, right? Like, obviously all of them have been pretty fucked up since they were a murder, you know? But this one in particular is quite fucked up.
Forgiveness or not, we still have not decided to
Purely, basically purely because she was the nurse, right? Like, if somebody else did it, it would still be fucked up, but it's the fact that Mikon was the nurse at the time.
I see. You guys are kind. Well, if that's the choice everyone makes, the only thing I can do is back off. But is that really okay? Is that
To be
everyone's
honest, I'm
hope?
pretty pissed off, to be honest, that everybody is just like, Mikon presents zero evidence to prove her innocence other than cry, and everyone goes, oh yeah, okay, she didn't do it, sounds good. But despite Hiyako crying non-stop in the last trial, we had to fucking fight tooth and claw to get them to let go of her as the culprit. Mikon, though, as soon as she cries, it all changes.
You're friggin' annoying. If you keep talking,
To be fair, Hiyoko was a much less pleasant person than Mikon was previously, but come on guys, you need to have a consistent moral compass here.
I
So show some evidence.
There's no way! I'm capable of killing someone!
Alright, so prove you didn't do it.
Is that really true?
Stop it already! That's enough!
I can't stop. I don't want to do this either. Of course I don't want to do this. But I need to do this.
You doubt your friends?
Oh my fucking god. Really?
That's not it. I suspect them because I want to believe them.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't think belief and doubt are necessarily opposites.
Huh?
I do doubt her, but I still want to believe her. Belief lies at the heart of that conflict.
It would be nice if it wasn't her so that the crime could be less fucked up than it currently is. But it doesn't look like that's the case.
'Cause if there's no room for doubt, then there's no reason to believe, is there?
Don't say deep stuff. I don't really get it.
If you want to believe in someone, you need to overcome doubt first. Belief without doubt is simply a lie.
Fine. Do whatever you want. I won't stop you anymore.
Huh? Is that all?
Oh, here we
you
go.
say?
We're gonna find out she was really fucked up the whole time.
Ah, so in the end, you're all just a bunch of bullies, huh? Justifying your actions with fancy words. Making excuses for why it's not really
The
your
cameraman needs to relax.
Everyone always treats me like that. Always. It's all her fault. She's the one with the problem. I'm done with that. You hear me? I'm done.
Hey, Mikan.
It's not fair. It's not fair. 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 Why won't you forgive me? You forgive yourself right away. What did I do? Why won't anybody forgive me?
You murdered 2 people.
Is acting like this your strategy now? This isn't going. Plus, to be honest, I've run out of ideas. How can we get you to admit it? That's the issue.
If we don't have any clues, why don't we have her give us some? I'm the same as Hajime. I don't want to doubt any of my friends. But still, the truth is one of us murdered 2 of our friends. That's why we gotta stick with this until the very end, so we can finally break these chains of despair. Hey, Mikan, can I ask you one last thing? If you're not the killer, then who fabricated that video Hajime watched?
Like I said, it
That's
obviously
not
was
what you were
me.
asked.
Can we prove it?
Prove it? Wait. Do you have any proof that I'm the one who fabricated that video?
Yes, we talked about this.
That's right! Show me your proof! Because you're just assuming the video was filmed at the conference room. Treating me like a killer based on an assumption.
Okay,
Because I was at the hospital!
so I want you to know, though, that literally every situation like this is based on an assumption. We are, like, people aren't actually clairvoyant. At the end of the day, you always have to make an assumption in the end.
That's totally crazy! I didn't do anything wrong! Why does everybody always hate me? Please, just forgive me already!
Is this broad really okay? She's emotionally unstable.
I'm not the killer! The video... I never filmed that video!
It seems she finally started arguing for us. But the only one who can find the hole in her argument is you, Hajime. So, I'm going to leave this to you once again.
Could it be? Was this Chiaki's goal all along? She's saying everyone's fate depends on me, the only person who saw that video.
Why do you get to decide I'm the killer? Where's your proof? Please, forgive me already!
I need to make up my mind. I'm the one who has to do it. I'm the one who's going to finish this. That's a lot of options.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Do you have any proof?
Hold on, what's Mikan's account exactly? Right up until the Monokuma announcement, Mikan was with Hajime the whole time. She went to the hospital to check on everyone and realized Ibuki had disappeared. When she rushed out of the hospital to search for Ibuki, she apparently met up with Fuyuhiko. Okay.
Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Oh, I probably have to copy that. Alright, so we got a wording situation.
Listen well.
Okay.
You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
She said something that indicates she knows what was on the video. Because really, we're the only one that knows what was on the video. She must have let slip something she can't know without having seen it.
Could have filmed that video.
Just from that camera angle?
There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Is it the camera angle?
Hajime, pay close attention.
Alright, I'm gonna go with camera angle. Because we never said what we were looking at exactly
Pay close
angle-wise.
attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Get out of the way. Okay. But is it killer's mistake on camera angle?
Can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Is the hemp bag on? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Now I gotta go all the way through twice so I can get killer's mistake and then the camera angle again.
Hajime, pay close attention and listen. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
We can't think of anybody
Do you
who could
have to
filmed
do
that.
it this way instead?
Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital? Ibuki and Mika. Is that really your proof? You could tell her body just from that camera angle.
Okay. Dog, either way should work, as far as I'm concerned, but...
Mikan, you've committed a major mistake.
Mistake?
As I said before many times, I'm the only one who saw that video.
What's wrong with that?
But I never said anything about the camera
Nice,
angle.
I'm a genius.
So how can you say anything about the camera angle as if you saw that video yourself?
The only reason Mikan knew the camera angle Hajime had seen is because you're the person who actually filmed that video. Is that right?
This is your just reward. The more desperately you argue, the deeper you dig yourself into a hole. You lied, didn't you?
Are you serious? Is it true, Mikan? Did you kill Hiyoko and Ibuki?
Forgive me! Huh?
Okay, that's enough of that.
I was wrong. No, that's not not it at all.
That's not it?
I mean, it's impossible. You know that hemp bag Ibuki was wearing when she died? Try remembering the tote bag instead. Ding! I totally remember now.
What the heck's wrong with her? She's getting weirder by the minute.
That tote bag. Isn't it the same one that girl was wearing in the video?
How do you know so much about that video?
Who cares about that? More importantly, did you know that bag is a limited
There's
item
two of them.
that was sold at the
Monokuma
movie
told
theater?
us this. It's one person, but 2 bags.
Hajime saw it too, didn't you? You remember the Usami decal on it, right? Whoopsie! Don't worry about it. I remember even if you don't. Ta-da! There's no mistake. That
Are
that
you-
tote bag is a limited
Are you
item.
trying to invoke the Mandela effect on me? You're changed the picture in front of my eyes.
So don't you think it's impossible?
No. Regardless,
Using one
no.
tote bag in both the conference room and the music venue at the same time? It's blatantly obvious that that's impossible. Don't you
Literally
think?
look slightly to the right and go, Monokuma, didn't you say there were 2 bags per person?
That's why that video isn't fabricated, and I'm not the killer. So you'll forgive me, right?
Taking your stubbornness this far. Such despair.
Then you're gonna forgive me? I won't stop until you forgive me!
Long time no see. Well, not really. It's time for the 3rd Panic Talk action. This is probably going to be my last job during a class trial. Please humor me while I taint your ears one last time. Starting from this PTA, the reload and ammo features will be added. You will no longer be able to make do with just the B button. Below the tempo marker in the lower portion of the screen, the number of bullets are displayed. From this point on, you'll need 1 bullet to destroy 1 remark. When you're out of bullets, you won't be able to destroy remarks no matter how much you mash the B button. You will be able to refresh your bullets by pressing the X button to reload. Just like locking on, press the X button in time with the tempo marker. The controls are the same as the B button. Match the tempo marker by pressing the X button. The number of bullets refreshed is based on how well you kept the tempo. If you get the timing wrong when you press the X button, bullets will not be refreshed, so please be careful. Also, your ammo will be completely refreshed and will not run out during feather time. If the difficulty is gentle, no reload, yeah. I guess that was a pretty useless explanation, even though it was the last one. That should be all the explanations for the class trials. The rest is up to you to overcome. You should be able to find it beyond this point. What you and I both yearn for. True despair. I see. This has been Nagito the whole time, huh?
I'll keep explaining it until you forgive me! That bag is a limited item! That's why that crime is impossible for anyone to pull off.
This chick, has she lost it for good?
Will you forgive me? You'll forgive me, right? Isn't that right? You're obviously gonna forgive me, right?
At this rate, we're not getting anywhere. I gotta do something and end this. I gotta do something so I can make her admit it. What is the end prompt gonna be? There are 2 bags?
You still haven't forgiven me?
Ah.
Please, draw on me! Why only me? Please, draw on me! Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me! Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Forgive me! Forgive me! Why only me? You still haven't forgiven me? There's only 1 bag. It's impossible to use it in 2 places at the same time.
Theater bonus prize?
This is the end.
Why was theater broken up like that? That freaked me out. I almost froze up.
Monokuma mentioned this earlier. Whoever bought that bag should have received another one as a bonus prize. which means it's not impossible to use that bag in 2 separate places.
Wow, that was really easy to disprove, huh?
So please, just stop making desperate excuses.
Why? Why can't you forgive me?
It seems her desperate struggle is finally coming to an end.
Why does everybody always hate me? You should just forgive me already!
Mika, it's already over. After I go over your crime from the beginning and show that you have no arguments left, please just admit it already. In the end, at least let me believe in you.
Alright. Alright, so... none of these are the hanging. This is what did the killer do after the broadcast? Well, it's not that, obviously. Is this taking it off? Threw off the hemp bag. No, Mon Ami's tote bag. Okay. This is... the body was hidden before. We don't have that. The small clue the killer left. Oh, breaking the drumstick in half. Right. No? Oh, because it's right fucking there. Okay. Put it back to normal after destroying it. How was the real locked room created? Glue. Okay, so... this, is it this? Because it looks a lot like that's there. Okay. This, the video of the broadcast, so this is the one at the start. Let's see, next is the body was hidden. Small clue.
Here's everything
Oh,
that
type.
happened in this case.
Easy.
The key to this incident is the surveillance camera video that only I saw.
Remember to stay hydrated.
That's why I'm going to start with that to unravel the knots of this crime. When I went to the hospital with Nikon this morning, I noticed a specific thing in the lobby. The incoming signal light on the surveillance monitor was blinking ahead of the scheduled time. When I switched on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a person wearing a hospital gown and a bag on their head about to hang themselves right at that moment. That surveillance camera unit was designed for two-way communication with the hospital and the music video. That's why I thought the signal originated from the music video, so I immediately headed over there. But that was the killer's trap. In truth, that video was recorded in a different place. The killer brought the music venue camera the night before and made their preparations in advance. And then, they filmed that video in the hospital conference room. By doing so, they tried to make me think the incident was happening in real time, when in fact, the crime had already been committed by them. The person in the footage wearing the bag was actually the killer acting as a fake. I didn't know that, so I went to the music venue and found the hanged body wearing a bag on its head. Seeing the body before me, I panicked and rushed out of there to get the rest of you guys. But that was also part of the killer's trap. After cleaning the conference room, the killer was likely watching the music venue from outside. And, as if they were switching places with me, they went inside the music venue and began working on their last trick.
This was pretty impressive, all told.
First, the killer peeled off the wallpaper covering one of the stage pillars, revealing Kyoko's body. When I first arrived and saw the hanged body, I didn't notice anything strange about that pillar. I didn't expect it to be slightly larger from the wallpaper.
Oh, whoops.
Next, the killer destroyed the surveillance camera that was used in the conference room. After destroying it, they mixed it with what was left of the surveillance monitor found at the crime scene. The surveillance camera the killer used was originally brought from the music video, but when they brought it, they made sure to destroy its monitor beforehand. They wanted to hide the fact that the camera wasn't at the crime scene. In the end, the killer transformed the crime scene into a closed room. They broke one of the drumsticks from the storage room and placed it near the music venue's entrance. However, they did this to mislead us into believing that the music venue was locked from the inside. In actuality, the reason the music venue became a closed room was because of the glue.
If only they used less fluorescent glue.
The killer sealed the door with glue and intentionally created a closed room that could be forced open. With that, the killer finished tampering with the crime scene and met up with Fuyuhiko. They helped us force open the music venue door, despite the fact that they personally sealed it. And they made us discover not
Fuyuhiko did not kick the door like that. Can you see that? He did not kick it like that. You expect me to believe he fucking roundhoused the door or something like that? Like, he had to spin to kick it like that. There's no way. Not with two people around him. My immersion has been shattered.
At the time, they pretended to be surprised, but inside, they were probably relieved that their plan worked out. Isn't that right, Mikan? This crime was orchestrated by you, wasn't it?
Whoa! Now she's laughing?
It's been such a long time. This feeling, I know it well. Like the floor is collapsing, like the sky is falling down upon you. This feeling of despair.
Mikan, you... What has happened to you?
Whoa there! Before that, a moment of your time.
What? Oh, God, 29 points. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's fair.
It seems your arguments have reached a conclusion, so let's proceed to our regularly scheduled voting time. Now then, please pull the lever in
I would
front
be
of you
so
and cast
anxious
your
after the
vote.
last one, given how we got baited last time.
Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Let's go!
What's in the box? It's Mikan! Yay! That was probably the coolest one so far, to be honest. Had a very interesting premise for a murder. Well, not premise. That's the game over. You know, the setup for the murder was quite cool. Now then, though it may be obvious at this point. Oh, I can do better than that. You got it right once again. That's like 3 in a row. That's right. The true identity of the horrifying blackened who killed the two girls was Mikan Sumiki.
Damn it.
You gotta be shitting me. Are you saying Mikan, the one who nursed us back to health, was the one who killed them?
I won't forgive
Don't
you.
joke around with me, Khan. Did you lie to us all along? Yeah. It was pretty transparently the case towards the end as well. Were you planning to kill them from the start while they were nursing them? That's actually a good question. Did she, like, when did she decide to do this? Don't just laugh, say something. Ha 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 ha, something.
Hey, hey.
This is nothing like Pekka. She's actually gone mental. There's nothing we can do. She's no longer the same person. She's no longer the Mikan Sumiki we knew.
Hey.
Based on my predictions, she might have caught it too. She probably had the despair disease, which was the motive for this case.
What?
That's a good point. Never really thought about that. Mikan too, you say? Even though it was such a big deal. Like, I never actually thought about that, even though that obviously should have come up. I know, because I was looking at Mikan for so long. She was the one taking care of me, after all. My consciousness kept drifting, but even so, when I did catch a glimpse of her, her expression was full of despair. A despair so devoid of hope that not even a single fragment of it remained. Hold on, did you say Mikan also had the despair disease? Then that means she was...
What?
Huh? Hajime, has something crossed your mind? My body's heavy, soft and hot. That's right. Mikan felt really hot at that time. Now that I think about it, that must have been it. Ah, shit, that's true. I didn't really think anything of that either, because, like, yeah, she's on top of you. You probably would think that. Damn. Shit. Every time I'm like, that seems like something too small to read into. Oh, nope, should have read into it all along. A high fever, just like what Ibuki and Akane had.
It cannot be.
Then because of that disease, Mikan was...
Perhaps?
The symptoms that she surely felt must have been deserving of the name, despair disease. Losing all hope, and harboring despair for all hope. Because of the despair disease, she was likely overcome with despair.
See?
That's the reason why she can still laugh in such a hopeless situation. Oh, I just thought she might be Junko in disguise. You know.
Jeez.
Which means the Mikan standing before us is no longer the ultimate nurse. Call her the ultimate despair. She's a completely different person now that she's infected by the despair disease.
Isn't that right?
Yeah, she's a human that deserves to be called the ultimate despair. Oh, look at that. That's the reason why I cannot forgive this. I mean, killing someone for the sake of despair instead of the sake of hope.
Possible.
There's no way I can forgive that. So, now we might not see eye to eye on this matter, Nagito, but I think that's why all of the murders so far have been committed.
Oh?
For the sake of despair? That's completely wrong.
Huh?
Wrong. What's wrong?
What I did was for the sake of my beloved.
Huh? Huh?
Who are you talking about? If only they were still alive, they'd be so happy. I know.
My beloved was the only one. That's right. The only one who never hated me. They forgave my existence. They forgave me and accepted me. They gave me value. They loved me. I loved them with all my heart, and they returned it in full.
Are you about to say someone really weird as the person?
This is my reciprocation.
I understand that I've done something unforgivable. But you know, to just transcend all that is truly
Love.
what love is all about.
Hey.
I don't understand what you're saying. You don't understand? Is it because you don't have anyone to love? Have you seen him? Yeah. Is it because you're also someone who isn't accepted by anyone? Yeah? What a pity. I feel so sorry for you.
Well,
Even if I say this, I'm sure nobody would understand, but love is a wonderful thing. This feeling of freedom where you no longer care about anything. My beloved and I are the only ones within that veil, and I'm just looking out through it. So who is the beloved? It's gonna be someone really weird. That's why, as long as I'm on the inside, no matter how much they tease me, splash me with water, kick me, it's like nothing matters. I could just die. That's how little it matters. Who cares about hope or despair? It's love. Only love.
Could it be?
Nagito, is this really the despair disease you were talking about?
This is...
It seems I was wrong. Again. Not only was she afflicted by despair, you were half right. It's right to say that this is all thanks to that disease. Because, thanks to that disease, I was able to remember my beloved. Remember? Apparently, that's what my symptom was. What a wonderful symptom. Which means you had the remembering disease? Oh god, anything but that. But if that means she remembered something and ended up like this...
Such despair.
Are you saying you were like this from the start? Were you like this before you even came to this island? I am being harassed by a fly, god fucking damn it. Don't get so angry. First of all, the reason I became like this wasn't my fault. It was all your fault, you know? Because it's not like I'm entirely responsible for turning out like this. I'm the person I am today because of many human relationships. So, it's everybody's fault that I turned out like this, you see? You're, like, half right. Even so, the current me was most strongly influenced by my beloved's existence. And it was also my beloved who created the me that everyone can't forgive. But my beloved still forgives and still accepts me. That is the key difference between all of you and my beloved.
Don't fuck with me!
Who the fuck are you talking about? Are you saying this is Mikan? Please don't stick your tongue out really far. She's the real Mikan? Mikan, please answer me. Did you really remember? You ended up like this all because you remembered? There's no way I can believe that. There's no way the person you are right now is the real Mikan. You still doubt me? Then, to prove I remember, I'll tell you all something nice. Oh, another fucking typo? It about that World Ender organization that you were all worrying about.
You serious?
You know. Not know. I just remembered, that's all. I knew about it all along. How the horrifying organization known as World Ender is also the organization known as the Future Foundation. Future Foundation. That's right, the symbol on the ancient ruins doors. That's right. It was the Japanese word for future. Oh, I never really thought about it. Just what is the Future Foundation? What are they planning? As the name suggests, that organization is the World Ender. The Future Foundation is trying to end our world. To put it simply, they're trying to claim the world for themselves.
This is bad.
What the heck? This isn't a comic book, you know. As part of their plan to end the world, the Future Foundation brought us to this island. Isn't that right, Mon Ami? Oh, I knew it. Mon Ami, Monokuma, they're both members of that fucking organization, aren't they? He didn't actually say fucking. Mon Ami and I aren't members.
I am Monokuma!
My existence is entirely my own.
Hey,
Don't laugh. Hey, Mikan, if you really do remember, then you already know, right? The true identity of the traitor hiding among us? Of course I know that. Let's see. The future Foundation lackey that's hiding among you all is Hajime.
Oh?
Oh well, no one really cares about that, don't you think? Damn, cock-blocked again.
Of course not!
I'm saying Hajime based entirely off that time he was looking at the stars and he had a fucked up eyeball. Ah, hell no. You'll find out eventually. There's no need to be so impatient. Probably, when that countdown ends. You mean, you even know about that?
Oh?
I don't know anything. Huh? I have a feeling that's what it is, but who cares about that, you know? I'm drowning in so much love. From the bottom of my heart, I just don't care about anyone or anything.
That is...
Is this really you? I won't believe it. There's no way I can believe you. You were like this all along? Yeah. I know this is gonna come as a surprise, guys, but people lie occasionally. If that's true, then who's the person we've been spending this time with up until now? The past. Past? That person. She didn't exist in the beginning. She's just my past self who lost her school memories. You guys considered that thing a friend.
Oh?
That doesn't make me happy at all. It just fills me with despair. You guys accepted my past self, but not my present self. That's... Well, that applies to you all as well. Memories of people, memories of events. Whatever memory is, losing memories are.
Do you understand?
Like losing your personal identity. Memory is the most important component in building a person, don't you think? Losing our memories makes us shadows of the past, don't you think?
Hey,
I don't know what you're trying to say, but in the end, it always leads back to that story. That story about our stolen school lives.
hey!
So it was true all along? Our memories were taken away?
Damn it!
If you guys could just believe things that you're shown a lot of evidence for, that would be great. If it wasn't true, we wouldn't be suffering this much. Well, why don't you just take your sweet time and remember at your own pace?
Oh?
Monokuma, is it alright for you to start now?
Yes, indeed.
Punishment time? Damn it. Mikan, why does it have to end like this? This is too pointless. This is too much.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
So it's over. It's really... Now I can go to my beloved, who always forgives me. I can finally
But
see
who
them.
is it? Please, I know you're gonna say a weird name.
Please forgive me, the one who's going to die with the hope of finally seeing you.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Oh boy. Time to get fucking taken down by YouTube again. I didn't like that one. It's finished. Is it really finished? That one was like super weird and super tame at the same time. Fucking crazy. The killer who killed Ibuki and Hiyoko was Mikam, and she's been executed. She apparently committed her crime because she was afflicted by the despair disease, otherwise known as love, apparently. What's finished? Nobody wanted it to end this way.
Let me ask.
Who was that Mikam from earlier? Was that her true form, or is that itself a symptom of the despair disease? It doesn't matter either way. If she ended up like that just from remembering, then all along Mikan was never worthy of being a symbol of hope. Even if her words were influenced by the despair disease, if the disease turned her into that, if she lost herself to a simple disease, she was definitely unworthy of being a symbol of hope.
Isn't that right?
So, let's just move on. let's take all that despair and change it into hope.
Please wait.
Please, God, kill Nagito next. I thought we were friends this whole time, but even so... Like a house of cards collapsing in an instant. In the end, our friend we thought we knew ended up showing us a completely different side of herself. Then she vanished from our sight, leaving behind only her malice toward us. And now, there's no way we can just move on or try to have a clear-cut attitude about these things. That's clearly impossible.
Damn it!
It would have been so much easier if she was the traitor too.
Wrong.
Too bad, that's not the case. Mikan was not the traitor.
Come on.
The traitor is still alive. As proof, see how fine Monami looks right now. I'm not fine at all. But if the traitor died, you wouldn't be this calm, right? I mean, you're both pawns of the Future Foundation, so you guys are like two hearts beating as one, right?
You fiend.
What does that make you, fiend? You did say that you're different than Monami. Who cares about what I am? More importantly, I'm tired. The drama just kept going and going. I didn't have time to eat my black bean right eye during the break. Your right eye's made of black beans. Wait, now's not the time to focus on that. What are you trying to say?
Hey.
You know, isn't it said that life has its ups and downs? It's fun because downs come after ups, but if life was full of downs, wouldn't it get boring? So in order to help you guys feel better, I've prepared a special event. Special event? Head over to the First Island's beach. An old friend will be waiting there. Oh shit. Could it be Nekomaru?
Hey,
Is it? Isn't it? Nekomaru was safe after all? Safe? How should I say this? I knew it. That crazy bastard Nekomaru would come back to us in one piece. Guys, there's no way, no guarantee we're gonna go and find an alive Nekomaru. Awesome! We're starting to see the light of hope. The light of hope. I am happy Nekomaru is returning to us, but
So just as I thought.
3 of our friends just died, so I honestly cannot be happy. I wouldn't be surprised if we turned up and found a coffin, okay?
however,
Even so, I am still happy. If Nekomaru is safe, I am truly happy.
Fine.
If you are happy, you should honestly greet him with open arms. Perhaps those who have been taken from us would do the same if they still lived. Hey, Supreme Overlord of Who Gives a Shit, that line doesn't suit you at all. I shall crush you into dust. Ibuki, Hyoka, Mikan, can you hear us? If you are unhappy, I apologize. However, please forgive me for right now. I want to warmly welcome Nekomaru when he returns to us. You don't have to worry, Sonia. I'm sure your feelings are reaching them.
Right?
Then let's all go greet Nekomaru. Oh, my son, hello. Are you aware you're a cat? You can jump on the table. Come on. There you go. Let's all go greet Nekomaru. Let's make it a grand... I can't see. Make it grand, even for those who have died. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. Something's gone wrong. There we go. What the heck? Do I still have the after effects of that disease? I don't get this at all. Let's go. You're right. Nekomaru's coming back. When we heard that, we were unable to contain our excitement as we jumped into the elevator. I have a bad feeling about this. They ran out without listening to what I had to say. They're so impatient. Didn't they learn to stick around until others have finished talking? What does that mean? You're plotting something again, aren't you?
No way!
I'm not plotting anything. I was just trying to properly explain everything to them. Including Nekomaru's body. I fucking knew it. Nekomaru's body. It's their fault for not sticking around until I finish talking. If something happens because of that, I bear no responsibility. What did you do to Nekomaru?
What's this?
What did I do? I just saved him, that's all. I mean, if I didn't do that, there's no way I could have saved someone who was that close to death. So it just couldn't be helped. As soon as we exited the elevator, we started running to the beach. Fucking smelt trouble the second he mentioned it. Even though our minds were completely exhausted. Strangely enough, our bodies felt light. Without stopping for anything, we kept running toward the beach. Where in the world is Nekomaru? Hey, Nekomaru, show yourself. We have come to pick you up. Please hurry up and come out of hiding. We raised our voice. We looked around the area. We raised our voices again. We looked around the area again. And so on and so forth. We kept looking for him. But
Hey!
he's nowhere to be found.
Damn it!
Could it be? Did we get false info from Monokuma again? And that's when it happened. We heard a familiar voice echo throughout the beach.
What happened? Were y'all looking for me?
This is going to be worse than if he was dead, isn't it?
Could it be?
That voice! With high hopes in our heart, we turned toward the direction of the voice. And then, we saw something truly unbelievable.
Huh? What the?
Yo! I've kept you waiting. Hey, what's going on? Perhaps you don't remember my face since we haven't seen each other in a while. That's pretty sad, you know? That's too much!
Who are you?
Huh? You too? What's going on? If you're messing with me, I'll stop doing it to you.
Nekomaru? Haven't you noticed it yourself?
What do you mean, noticed? Oh, you mean this body? This is nothing!
Oh, that's completely fine.
Nekomaru Nidai! I've been reborn in the rivers of hell!
I thought he was gonna be like a fucking brain in a jar or something. This isn't even a bad thing. This is fine. Guys, there's like nothing wrong with this. This was being built up for no reason. Uh-oh. What's gonna happen to his silhouette? Nothing? Damn. Well, that was a good time. I feel like that was a productive day in the island, down on the island. Oh, sick. Yes, I'd love to save the game. Thank you.